You got to see this brand new trail camera from Browning and what makes it the best. That's right, folks. Today we are talking the Browning Defender Pro Scout Max Extreme. Brand new for 2023. We've got one here. We're going to open it right here. We're going to show you how to set it up, and we're going to show you the results too. What makes this one of the best, if not the best, game camera on the market. Getting on with it right here. We've got the Defender Pro Scout Max Extreme from Browning right here. Now, the cool things that set this thing apart from most game cameras, and if you haven't bought one in a few years, the connectivity is fantastic. So you've got unlimited plans starting at $14.99 a month, but you don't have to use it with a plan. You can use it with just like a normal memory card like you would normally do, and it takes amazing pictures. So let's take a look at this up close. So this is the Browning Defender Pro Scout Max Extreme right here. 4G LTE connectivity. Plans starting at just $14.99 a month. Unlimited plans, that is. There's other plans that actually go down as low as $9.99 a month, but there's several different plans that you can actually do. And this thing is super easy to set up. We're going to show you how to do it. Now, you don't actually have to set this one up connected. It's just a really nice feature. But as we all know, a lot of our hunting land and a lot of the places where we're going to be putting cameras like this are not going to have the best cell phone reception. So it just depends on where you're at and what your use for this thing is. But that is going to allow you to stay connected to this camera and see what's going on. The reason why we're talking about this right now is this is the perfect time. We're at the end of June, beginning of July. If you haven't already been scouting out your hunting land, your prospects, you need to go ahead and start doing that, because you need to start nailing down what your rituals are, what the cycles are in the area that you're going to be hunting this fall and winter. So the best way to do that is to get you some of these game cameras and get your ruts planned out. So the cool thing about this is we've got a lot of really great features packed into this brand new trail cam right here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up on camera, show you what's included, and then we're going to head out in the woods and we're going to set this puppy up and show you exactly what we're working with here. Now, I will say while we're opening this, our COO, Josh Hill, has last year's version of this. So he's got the Pro Scout Max from last year, not the Extreme version, but the Pro Scout Max. And the cool thing is, this thing lasts an insane amount of time on just 8 AA batteries. Now, what they're touting on the box is that it operates for up to a year on 8 AA batteries. I can say that Josh has had his out in the woods for right over a year now. He put it out in the middle of June last year, and he's still got 50% battery life on his. Now, that is obviously also going to change depending on your cell service and if you've got it connected. So if, say, you're in an area with less than stellar cell service and it's always searching for signal, it's going to use up a little bit more battery life. I've got another friend, Freddie, that works at the store. He's had one out for about 8 or 9 months now, and it's sitting on about 30% battery life. Still pretty fantastic considering, you know, not having changed those batteries at all. So right here we're looking at what we've got in the package. So we've got our instruction manual right there. We've got a little spacer. We've got our camera right here, and we've got our straps for mounting. So let's take this out and get this sucker hooked up and ready to go. Now, I am going to say that it is better to go ahead and set this up in an area where you've got really, really good cell service. Go ahead and set the camera up and get it connected, and then take it out and install it where you want to install it. That's going to make things a whole lot easier. Unlike most guys, I am actually going to read the directions. So, first thing we're going to need to do is install the batteries. There's an eject button right there. Pops out, and then we can pull the battery tray out. We are also going to need to install an SD card. Now, I can tell you SD cards are very important. There's also a mobile app available. All you need to do is download the Strike Force wireless app right here. I'm going to go ahead and get that. So at this point, you can enter in your information manually, or there is a QR code reader where you can actually use the QR code to connect the two devices. Very detailed instructions, very easy to follow along with and read. Now we're just waiting on it to connect. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
3 hours later.
So I will scan that QR code right there. Add camera. Now they have several different, like I said, subscriptions. Right now, you get the best deal at $14.99 a month with unlimited cameras and unlimited photographs. So that's a pretty dadgum good deal right there. Now, we've connected the two devices. We've gotten our plan activated. What we are going to do now is, if we've installed our batteries, we are actually going to do a quick cellular test. So we've got the camera powered on. We take a test picture by pressing the OK button, and I'm going to take a test picture of my ugly mug. So it looks like one picture has been taken, two pictures have been taken now. Press the mode button to enter the setup menu. The first option is the LTE test function. Simply press the OK button to start the LTE test. We are testing. Looks like we've got new images here. It'll pop up in a notification right there. I'm going to tap on that notification. View all my camera photos, and look, there's my ugly mug right there. And the next thing we are going to do is we are going to take this puppy out into the woods and set it up. Let's get at it. We wanted to go over some of the menu options. We're just going to open the display right here, turn it on. Now, one thing that you can see right here is that it will give you a countdown. That way it doesn't start taking pictures immediately, but you just hit the M button right here, and you can scroll through all of the menu options where you test it. You can set the date, you can set the time, and then once you come to a setting that you want to change, you can just hit the over button, and it'll cycle through the different menu options like trail or video. You can set the capture delay, you can set the trigger speed, you can set the amount of photos that it takes. So you can really customize this exactly how you want to. You can set the picture size here. You can set it up to where it takes one single shot or multi-shot. I wanted to take multi-shot because I really wanted to make sure that I got a good clean image. You can also set up the smart IR and the IR flash. That's the only thing that's really going to affect is maybe your power, but it's really not going to make that big of a difference on it because this thing is going to stay powered for a really, really long time. And then I wanted the info strip on to give me information on when and where all of these photos took place and what the temperatures were. You can do a motion test. You can change the name of it right there. But also, all of these settings are accessible through the app. So you can change these settings remotely while the camera is set up. So let's take a look at that real quick as well. There we go. Now, once we click on the camera, you can change the camera name. You can change the mode right there. You can change the temperature units, SD management, the data strip, time, all of those same menu settings are going to be available to access remotely as well as on the camera itself. Now, once we got everything set up the way that we want it, next step is just putting it up. So here we are, we've got the single strap, and it's got teeth on the back of the camera itself that are going to bite into the tree, which is typically where you're going to mount this thing. On some sort of a tree trunk. You can obviously see my little girl. We were doing some farm work and putting this out in the woods. and we were checking some fence line and things like that, making sure all of our animals that we have on the farm stay in. But you just thread that nylon through the back of the camera, and if you do like I did here and wasn't paying attention, you can actually end up with that thing being backwards, but it's really easy to take right back out and put back in the correct way. I decided not to do that. I decided to just twist the nylon strap just to get it mounted and just to show you how easy it is to actually mount this thing up. You can pull this thing nice and tight, and that's spring loaded and clamps down right there, and then you've got a nice sturdy mounted camera. Now there are a few different methods, but this is the simplest way, and it's going to come with that nylon strap. And then you can actually open it up, turn the camera on. It's going to give you your countdown timer, giving you enough time to get out of the way so that it's not snapping pictures of you, and then you're all set. Let's take a look at some of the photos that I ended up capturing. Now, I didn't actually capture any out in the woods of anything but myself and some moving grass because of the wind. Didn't actually see anything in this section of my pasture, but I did want to use this, and I actually wanted to talk about this because there are several different reasons why you could use this or purposes for this. And I actually use this in my barn as well because we suspected that we had an intruder in our barn, a little critter eating up some of our cat food. We've got a couple of barn cats that are to help curb the wildlife in our barn, and we wanted to see if we still had any barn cats or if they had run away, and whether or not we had any of these critters. We did confirm that we do still have a barn cat, and we also have a critter, as you can see right here. Now, you can also see that these take really great photos at night and during the day, and you can also see here that it takes really good resolution video as well. You can also set it up to where it takes video with sound also. So a really, really great package. If you have any questions about it, let us know in the comments down below. But this is a phenomenal, phenomenal trail camera, game camera, hunting camera that you can set up and get ready to go for this hunting season coming up. Like I said, if you've got any questions, please let us know down below. And as always, folks, stay prepared. And if you need anything, give us a shout.